So you're welcome to our channel, Skills Learning Network. Now we proceed with the experiment number 2. In previous we learned about the experiment number 1, and this is solve the experiment. Experiment number 2, you are provided with the following solution. Solution M, which is 0.1 sodium hydroxide, and the solution M2, solution made by dissolving 12.6 gram of hydrated acid, that is compound. When you see that compound, you are required to solve to find the value of X in that hydrated compound, and this mass 12.6 dissolved in 2 liter. And our indicator is a phenolphthalein indicator or POP indicator. We are going to use in titration, and that is our data. Make sure you note carefully. We are going to use on the questions solution or calculations. After seeing that, we go direct to the procedure. Procedure number 1, put solution M2 into a burette and pipette 25 or 20 ml of solution M1, which is based, into a clean conical flask. Procedure number 2, titrate solution M2 against solution M1 in conical flask until the color change is observed. Procedure number 3, record the readings in the burette and repeat the procedure to obtain 3 more readings, and record your results as shown in the table below. That is our table. It has 1 column, 2, 3, 4, 5. Final burette readings, initial readings, and the volume used. You have to perform those experiment: pilot 1 titer, 2 titration, and 3 titration. After performing that procedure or titration, you have to solve these questions. Question number 1, at the end of reaction, what is the color change observed from the first up to the end point? What is the color change from the first up to the end point? Remember that we have POP indicator. Another question, dash what is the volume of acid needed to required to neutralize the volume of base for complete reaction? That is the question you have to answer. Another question, write a balanced chemical equation between solution M2 and solution M1, or the compound evolved in solution M2 and in solution M1. Another question, determine the molality of solution M2, that is molality of acid. Calculate or determine the relative molecular mass of X in that compound. And the question, which is the last, calculate or determine the percentage of water crystallization in hydrated acid. You see there, H2X hydrated to water. After looking the questions, we go directly to see how these questions have been solved. We proceed with the answers. The pipette used is 25 ml, and you have to show the pipette used and the burette used when you solve this question format. After performing procedure, our readers is this one. Do you see the table how it's recorded? And you have to record it in 2 decimal places. If it's 0.00 or 25.00 or 24.90, or if it's 12.5, you have to 12.50. And then after that, you have to show average volume used. We take volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, divided by 3, and you see how is calculated. 25 plus 25.1 plus 24.9 divided by 3. The titer volume or titration volume of acid used to neutralize the volume of base was 25. Another question, the answer is at the end of the reaction the color was observed was changed from pink to colorless. Remember, we have phenolphthalein indicator. Before titration the color was pink, after titration the ending point the color was colorless. And the 25 ml of acid needs 25 of base for complete reaction. A balanced chemical equation is that one, H2X reacting with the sodium hydroxide, and that is our end product. You see aqua solution, aqua salty, dissolved salty, and this is liquid. When we balance this question or equation with the hydrated water or hydrated, or it has some water, you have to exclude water, you have to use hydrated compound. Another question, determine the molality of solution M2. M2 is hydrated oxalic acid, that is oxalic acid. Because we have direct molality of base which is 0.1, you have observed there above. We go directly by using molar ratio formula to solve the volume molality of acid which is unknown, or which has a known value which is X. We can't use the concentration of over molarity, we have to use molar ratio formula, and you have to solve as you see the systematic procedure calculations. Molality of acid is required, volume of acid after titration is 25, molality of base is 0.1, volume of base 25, number of mole of acid is 1 after balancing the chemical equation, and the number of mole of base is 2 mole. Molality of acid, when you equate to the formula, is that one. Do you see? That is our calculation. The molality of solution M2 is equal to 0.05. Another question, to determine the relative molecular mass of X in that compound. We want to solve this X. So the first we find molar mass of HX hydrated to water. Molar mass is equal to concentration over molality. Because we have concentration is not direct, we have to use mass over volume. Mass we have 12.6 divided by 2 liter, and then the concentration of acid or solution M2 is equal to 6.3, and the molality is 0.05. So the molar mass, we take 6.3 divided by the molality, the molar mass is equal to 126 gram per mole. To determine the relative molecular mass of X in that compound, you see how is calculated. We take the relative molecular mass of whole compound, we divide we minus or we subtract this one, and then which remain will be the value of X. Let's check how this is calculated. I think you have observed that calculations, and the answer X, the value of X is equal to 88. The last question, the percentage of water crystallization in HX to water. We need the percentage composition within this compound. We take the whole the amount of this one, we divide by the whole compound, the relative molecular mass of whole compound times 100%. So this is how is have been solved this percentage. I think you have seen the percentage of water crystallization in hydrated oxalic acid is this one, 28.57%. That is our question, and that is our solution. Thank you for learning with me. Subscribe our channel, share this knowledge, give us a comment about this lesson, and this is experiment number 2. We are going to to see experiment number 3. Thank you for learning with me.